Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
I suck, you suck, I suck at Call of Duty. You suck. You suck. You suck.
Welcome to the Not Playing Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and this week I'm joined by
Ian Bruce
and Adam Scott. Hello.
You can contact us on email at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. Warren Spector is joining Otherside to work on Underworld, Ascendant and System Shock 3. I was really pleased about this because the guy's not been making games for a while. He was after Deus Ex, he went to Disney and made two not very good Mickey Mouse games.
I think,
one of them I thought was pretty good.
I think
actually.
Epic Mickey was supposed to be pretty bloody good, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I enjoyed that a lot.
I thought that
Just because it's got Mickey Mouse in it doesn't mean it's rubbish.
doesn't mean it's Mickey Mouse.
You
absolutely.
cynical, yeah.
I heard it was. Honestly, I heard it was not great, but maybe it was just the sequel that wasn't good.
Maybe you sells people with kids.
Maybe I should.
Or with an inner child, you cynical, jaded old.
I'll have you know, you're talking to the guy who, like, as soon as he got his new PC, downloaded the Redux of Castle of Illusion. You know, I've still got a soul. I've still got an inner child. God damn it, I'm barely a man.
Too easy. Okay.
So System Shock 3, I don't think that's coming out for a long time, but Underworld Ascendant is essentially the spiritual successor to Ultimate Underworld, which was kind of one of the first games that Warren Spector ever worked on with those guys who are making it. So it's like
I kickstarted that actually, Underworld Ascendant.
I think I did too.
Yeah. Actually, I did it because you convinced me on this very podcast. I remember doing it while I was on here. I don't know what it was because I've never played Underworld before. There you are.
I accept full responsibility.
Now you got Warren Spector, so it must have been onto a winner.
Are you not worried you've inadvertently backed the next Kate Beckinsale vampire movie?
Oh God, I hope so.
That would be delicious.
Anything we can. No, actually, the last Kate back inside. I can't even say her name.
That would be delicious.
Gets me too tongue-tied. Oh, God, she does. Although that last Underworld movie was fucking awful.
But it did still have Kate Beckinsale in it, so
yes, which was an improver over Rona Mitra.
I bought the. Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, perhaps a side grade.
Yes. Perhaps a side load there, yeah.
That's what a side load is.
I am more excited about System Shock 3, though, if I'm brutally honest. Underworld Ascendant I'll play because I kickstarted it, but System Shock 3 I will probably. I don't know. Well, I'll wait to see it, as long as they don't make it a fucking massive open world. Grindathon. Oh,
no, they should do that. That's the only way it's going to be successful.
Oh. If I could throw something
I really doubt we're going to get that. They're a really small team, and I think their mandate is more like, let's give you a smaller area and let you do more interesting things in that.
Yeah, well, that's it. He's good at
choose your way through it.
I mean, all the things, because he was also involved in Thief and Thief 2. Which, I mean, Thief 2 and System Shock 2 were the first games I'd ever played that actually genuinely scared me, terrified me, in my gaming career. And I've never forgotten how unnerved. I mean, actually scared isn't the right word for System Shock 2, but it was more the constant sense of menace and anxiety and suspense that game gave me. And Thief, again, was another one that did it. So, I'm looking for, and nothing really has done it in the same way. Lots of cat jumping out of the cupboard stuff. Maybe Outlast in some ways, but
I've got that coming up quite soon on my list.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Of things to play.
Yeah,
because I'm basically, I've sort of made a kind of mid-year's resolution of basically using basically when I get near my computer, one night a week or day at the weekend, I'm going to hit one of my games on my pile of shame. So I'm playing through the Dishonored DLC at the moment, and I'm just trying to get back to some of the shorter little things that I've missed and have bought but not played. So But have you seen this? They reimagined the first System Shock.
Yes, I did. Have they done that? Is it the Unreal Engine? Is it? I can't remember.
It's Unity.
Did I imagine that? Unity. All right. Okay.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, it's Unity.
I never played the first System Shock, so I actually wouldn't mind dropping back and doing that. I might give that a go.
I played that on my work experience at the computer shop, EDR.
Yeah.
When I was a nipper. But yeah, there's some good, at Polygon they have some good sort of comparison shots.
Yeah.
It's really quite cool because they've got all the colours right, and you know, they were quite garish at the time, but they've just sort of added like some really nice effects to it, and it does look like, you know, it's like how you remember it, not actually how it is, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I'm well interested in playing that. I don't know how far along they are with it, but yeah, System Shock for the win.
Yeah, I'll be up for that.
Cool. Yeah, there's also been some news on a couple of Cthulhu-y type games coming from Frogwares and Focus Home Interactive. Apparently one of them, there was a news report about the people that made the Sherlock Holmes games making something, and apparently that kind of everything went quiet about that, and now Cyanide have basically taken it on, and this one is called I don't know if it's got a title yet, but it's like an RPG investigation game.
Yeah.
But looks really nice, very very suitably detailed and spooky looking graphics there, and
well, if they can,
that's cool.
If that is the right way to do a Cthulhu game. I'm sorry, Cthulhu games should not be shooters. They really shouldn't be shooters.
No.
No.
Cthulhu games should be about uncovering massive threats and horrible menace, and suddenly realising you're in way over your head, and then running for your life and your sanity.
Running away.
Yeah, and lots of running away, but running away with purpose and style. Defeating the plot before it becomes too unsolvable. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that one. Definitely.
Oh man, like I'm looking at. I didn't look at all these screenshots actually, but there's the other one. Is called Sinking City, and that looks very much like it's set in the 1920s because there's Tommy guns and stuff, and something really horrible climbing out of the sea. Oh my lord!
I absolutely 100% think that Cthulhu games should not be set in a time period where people have mobile phones.
Yep.
Because that is absolutely ruining for the whole suspense and investigation setting. Time with no internet, no mobile phones, that's the right time to do it, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely a couple to keep your eye on if you're into Cthulhu stuff, because there's just not enough.
Librarian, the most powerful character in the game.
All that knowledge. Yeah. Obsidian announced a new RPG last week. This is the guys who made Pillars of Eternity most recently. This one's called Tyranny. And I was reading a bit about this today, actually. There was a little feature on Eurogamer, and it sounds really cool. I mean, I kind of felt like I might be done with those old school games after playing things like The Witcher and stuff, but I don't know. I'm really intrigued by the premise of this, where basically you are playing the part of someone who played a part in the downfall of this civilization, and you're one of the bad guys effectively, and in character generation you kind of define what effect you had on these different people that you overthrew. And I just really do trust these guys to come up with like a great story full of interesting decisions and
they've got good
agonising
pedigree,
plot points.
You
had a little go of Pillars, didn't you?
I did actually. I gave it a go. I did quite enjoy it. It took me quite a while to get my head around the combat system. I enjoyed the RPG and character interactions more than I enjoyed the actual combat-y stuff. And
I wish they'd made that just turn-based or something.
If the combating stuff was a bit more engaging, then I think I probably would have stuck with it for a bit longer. But I really liked the fact that there were lots of bits in it right from the very beginning where your abilities actually had an effect on the narrative other than just rolling dice. So all the little interludes, or like cut cutscenes, or not cutscenes so much because they were just text saying, "You're standing by the river," and then this comes over, and then you can.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
And then if you've got certain skills or a strength of a certain amount, it gave you different options to resolve that than not. You know, and so it wasn't just, oh, okay, well, your strength 18, roll 18. Do you do? No, it took notice of who you were, and it changed the narrative around it. So I like all that stuff in RPG games. It doesn't happen anywhere near enough. So the Tyranny one sounds actually pretty interesting, because most of these games are all about being the hero. And the last time, I mean, yeah, we've had a few. I mean, there were things like, you know, Dungeon Keeper and all that kind of stuff, which is okay. But actually, an RPG where you are the villain to start off with, and you have to pick villainous traits rather than heroic traits, is quite an interesting one. I don't think it's done anywhere near enough.
Well, like, this to me is similar to, because Pillars, you could say, was analogous to like Baldur's Gate, and Obsidian sort of doing their version of it. But I think with this, it's kind of like shows the same sort of creative flair that they showed back in the day with Planescape Torment, which was like a game where you kind of woke up and didn't know who you were and didn't know where you were and couldn't really relate to it because it was set in such an odd corner of the D&D universe. But this is all their own stuff, so I'm really interested to see what happens. And apparently it's not far away either. It just says coming soon on the Steam page at the moment. So it could be in like weeks rather than months, knowing that lot.
Good. Yeah.
Cool. And that's about it, I think. I did just hear, very last minute, was that Telltale have said that season 3 of The Walking Dead will be out this year. So that should be good. I've heard the Michonne game's not supposed to be very good, but I don't know. It depends how done you are with those kind of games. I kind of OD'd on them a little.
Yeah.
After Game of Thrones was okay. I think maybe the next one I need to not play on my phone, because maybe I don't know. Maybe that's not
perfect experience. I mean, I actually found the fact that I think it certainly makes a difference. With those ones, I think it is much better to not do them episodically and just save them all up and do them in one go. I don't know if that's how you were doing them.
Yeah.
But all the ones.
No, I was playing them as they came out.
Right. Well, all the Telltale ones I've done, I've played when all the examples are out. If only because you can buy the whole lot a lot cheaper as a season pass type thing. But certainly, if you are going to play it on your phone, then doing it that way, I think, has much more effect. I played the Tales from the Borderlands one on my phone.
Oh yeah,
absolutely loved it. Really enjoyed it.
I heard really good things about that one.
It's got some really great characters in it. I mean, you know, it's a Telltale game. It does what all Telltale games do, but it's got that. They've really nailed that the Borderlands sense of humour in more of an RPG character. Not an RPG, but, you know, in a narrative-driven stuff. And the characters in it are really enjoyable. You don't mind spending time with them. And, I mean, at the end of the game, you even got to... the end of the game was slightly influenced by the characters that you had collected or influenced along the way. So it wasn't just all roads lead to this point. There were some actual interactions, actual impacts from your play through the rest of the series. It's only, you know, it wasn't earth-shatteringly different. I don't think you could lose the game if you fucked it up in episode 1, but some characters weren't there that could have been, put it that way. So,
do you feel like you got anything out of it because you know the Borderlands universe a bit? Or
I think I certainly had that sense of familiarity. Because in that game, a lot of cameo appearances came from protagonists in the proper Borderlands games. So the Vault Hunters, Zero was in there, and some of the guys from Borderlands 1. So yeah, I got an extra buzz out of them because I knew those guys, but I don't think you needed to have played Borderlands to enjoy this at all, because they do exposition quite well, and they don't ram it in your face that you're doing this because. They introduce who people are in a very organic way, and through people's interactions you understand who's who and why they're doing what they're doing. If you've, you know, it'll be like not knowing what Mad Max was about and going to see Mad Max movie and then saying, I haven't seen any other previous films, do I need to know this one? Well, no, you don't, because they give you everything you need. So Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd recommend it to anybody, really, if you like those kind of
Yeah,
games.
because my only experience of Borderlands really was playing like the first sort of little zone about 3 different times with 3 different sets of people,
that is
and never getting it any further.
Yeah, we've been there.
That's the trouble.
I mean,
I still gonna play it one of these days. I'm gonna get through it.
if you do want to play Borderlands 1 or 2, I can quite happily do it again. I was playing it a little while. I was playing it,
including the first level of 2 again.
As long as we only did it once.
I don't even own 2.
As long as we only did it once.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind playing 1 again, actually. It was quite good fun. There's not a lot of difference between them, to be honest.
I'd certainly be up for that. I think Radders would be up for it. So, I mean, if you want to do that, we know it works. I quite enjoyed those games. I thought they were
Cool. Well, all right. Well, I'll hold you to that then.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
This has been the Not Playing Podcast in partnership with notlistening.co.uk, where you can also hear myself and Ian talk about movies and TV on the Not Watching Podcast, and Adam, Ash and Will talk about all manner of funny things on the Not Listening Podcast. You can email us at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet at or follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. You can find the show notes for this show at notlistening.co.uk, and if you're listening to us on iTunes, please do give us a review. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for listening. See ya. Bye.